All right, for the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to talk about stress MRI. So we'll first discuss the guidelines and utility of stress cardiac MRI, discuss a little bit of the stress agents. We're going to spend most of the time talking about perfusion sequences as opposed to dobutamine stress wall imaging, and then acquisition, some of the challenges we face with stress cardiac MR, and then we'll go through some cases at the end. So actually for quite some time now, ACC and AHA guidelines, stress cardiac MRI has been a class 1B indication in the setting of stable coronary artery disease, which is really our mainstay of utility. You can see here it's a 2A indication for some of these other patients, but over the last couple years, the utilization of stress cardiac MRI has increased, and it's really highly used in Europe. It's a class 1A indication, and stress cardiac MR is really the preferred modality for evaluation of suspected CAD with stable symptoms or stable coronary artery disease. So this is an older trial. We're dating back to 2012 here when this was published. The CMARC trial was really one of the big prospective studies that solidified stress cardiac MR on the map. This study compared cardiac stress MR to a SPECT for diagnosis in patients with stable coronary artery disease or the diagnosis of coronary artery disease. And they originally, it was a prospective trial of 752 patients. They were randomly assigned to either have a stress cardiac MR first, followed by SPECT, or the opposite, SPECT followed by cardiac MR. All of those patients then underwent invasive angiography. And at the end of the day, 628 patients ended up getting the cardiac MR, the SPECT, and the angiography. And so when we look at the sensitivity and specificity from the study, you can see statistically significant here. CMR is stress cardiac MR is far superior sensitivity, especially in these patients, and we'll see in some of the cases where we're talking about small areas of perfusion abnormality, much better visualized with stress cardiac MR over SPECT. And the specificity in this study was pretty similar. Negative predictive value was better with cardiac MR. And so if we look at the area under the curve, as we expect from those, you can see, so they teased this out as these are all patients, either 50% left main disease or greater than 70% in one of the main vessels. You can see here stress cardiac MR was far superior. Again, these are all patients on this side, single vessel disease or 2 or 3 vessel disease. Really stress cardiac MR is superior. And these are a couple examples from the study actually looking at, here's a perfusion abnormality corresponding to the area that we see on the SPECT as well. And then you can see LAD disease here, the angiographic image. Second example, we've got delayed enhancement here. So we've got a chronic infarct here in the inferior wall corresponding to this area of infarct on the SPECT exam corresponding to this chronic occlusion of the RCA. And then just another example here of we've got subendocardial delayed enhancement, but not transmural as in the case above. And we've got a corresponding perfusion abnormality here, and then our RCA injection.